The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash,
A roundtable of Cowboys insiders,
dropping wisdom
and offering sizzling takes
on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys.
Now, your host,
Newy Scruggs.
Media Mash coming your way right here from the SWBC Podcast Studios in Frisco, Texas, the headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. And it's that Omega Tuesday coming at you. We've got Clarence Hill, All City Dallas. You had your podcast early today. You writing early today. You ready to do this?
I'm ready,
got
man.
another podcast in you there? Okay.
84 Trey Dog in the house.
Okay, I'm Newy Scruggs. Deuce Dog. Copy chapter 1990.
Stay ready. You have to get ready. Use a lamp. Use a lamp.
Yes, sir. The last of the limb.
Okay.
The last. Intake here, bro. We're straight. Intake here, bro. We straight through it. For those who know, you know. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys getting ready for a Monday night matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals, trying to go back-to-back in terms of wins at Jerry World and trying to win 3 in a row. They face Joe Burrow, who is on a 4-8 team. But he is a quarterback. Joe's a good quarterback. Joe is one of the more elite quarterbacks in this league, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they have a great offense and have great receivers. And so this is something that, everybody looked at. If this streak is real, if this is momentum is real, beat the 4-8 Bengals. And then they're going to say, that's just the 4-8 Bengals. But it's the 4-8 Bengals.
They're favored by 6.
The 4-8 Bengals, they got a big offense. But we also remember Cooper Rush has beaten Joe Burrow before. We also remember, and as Jamar Chase has put on social media, put out there this week, Trevon Diggs shut him down the last time they played each other. He still has nightmares about Trevon Diggs shutting him down. If Cowboys have a chance, certainly I think Trevon Diggs coming back, if he's ready to play from that groin injury, teaming with Bland will be a best tandem that this Bengals offense has faced as far as cornerbacks are concerned. And you look at the Bengals offense, they score a lot of points. They don't protect well.
They do not.
So if Mike can get to the quarterback, the Cowboys have a chance. But close, it's on that defense. But the dirty little secret about the Bengals that people don't want to talk about is they get so caught up into the great season Joe Burrow is having, the great season Jamar Chase is having, and the explosion they scoring all these points. They're 4-8. Because they give up a lot of points. Their defense gets gashed. And we're talking Pittsburgh with basically a pedestrian offense scored over 40 on them. They give it up. And I'm not saying Cooper Rush is going to, pass for 400 yards, but, you can run. The Cowboys can continue to get something from Rico Dowdle and control the ball, make some timely plays, play good defense. They got a chance, and really that will put some substance in this talk about, we're going to finish out strong, we're going to build this momentum. Yeah, you beat Washington and you beat a bad Giants team, you're really saying something. I know the Bengals are 4-8, but if you can carry that momentum into Monday night and beat the Bengals, and it certainly has going to be a lot to do with who's coming back from injury. And Zach Martin could be back.
Okay.
Certainly, I think the extra days since the Giants game is going to allow CeeDee Lamb to get more healthy. Certainly, I talked about the Cowboys' hope that you can get a guy like Diggs back.
Tight end Jake Ferguson.
Jake Ferguson certainly should be back after missing 2 weeks with concussion. So what we've seen from them, plus the idea you're going to get some people back, has been a shot in the arm for the Cowboys going to the game.
So the Bengals are having a tough season right now, and they've been in some games. That's the other thing. Even just against Pittsburgh, they were in the game. Baltimore, you were in the game. So this is not a team that's 4-8 and just laying down. They have been competitive. They just, as you said, they don't have enough right now. And the interesting kind of thing is you look at that line. It's laying 6. Vegas says Bengals by 6 in this game. That's a big number.
Oh, it's a big number because you've seen, let's be honest, before the Washington game, the Cowboys played a competent offense.
So
they've gotten, those offenses scored a lot of points. But you have to believe that if you believe the defense has improved, if you believe the defense has gotten better, believe that since Mike has been back, the running game, that's where the Cowboys bleed. But yeah, when they played offenses like the Giants don't have an offense.
And for me, you're right. You obviously know Cincinnati's got an offense. This is where the Cowboys offense needs to run the football.
Yeah, no, you got to control the clock. Keep them out the field.
Right.
The best defense is good offense.
Yeah. So they've got to get the offensive line rolling in this game. Get Rico Dowdle running. They've got to do that. Ezekiel Elliott.
Why are you bringing this up? With all due respect, Zeke is not the running back. Rico's the running back. Rico had his first 100-yard game for a Cowboy since last year. He is the full-time back. He is the bell cow. He's the guy that's going to get the ball. Why are you bringing up Zeke?
Because we're now in December here. This is the final push toward the end of the season. Are these the last games you think we'll see of Ezekiel in the Cowboy uniform right now?
The cast, the die has been cast, of course, on that. He only signed a 1-year deal. And the fact that he's not playing. What is understood don't have to be said. We understand that.
I was watching the sounds that they do, the Cowboys broadcast, the great sounds from the game, and they're showing all this stuff, and then I saw Ezekiel. Oh yeah, and it hit me. Oh yeah. Yeah,
but you're saying that because of past. You're saying that because of where he was drafted and what he's done. You're not saying that because of what we've seen this year. Now, with all due respect, he's had a great career. He's been a great Cowboy. He is a 2-time rushing champ. But this season, I think the Cowboys messed up this season when they didn't make the offense and the running game about Rico earlier. And I asked the coaches yesterday, we talked to the coaches on Monday, why did it take y'all so long to commit to Rico as the primary back? And I asked them, is it part of the reason because Rico's never done it before? You go back to, I don't think he's ever been, maybe going back to high school, and I didn't cover him in high school, but I don't think he was the workhorse back in college. Certainly, he has not had an opportunity to carry the ball a lot here his first few years. He's been injured, and when he's been injured, he's been back up. So you don't know. You see the guy runs hard, all this stuff, but you don't know what he looks like 15, 20 carries. You don't know game after game. His body's never had to handle that type of load, and he has an injury history. So they were smart by saying, we don't know that he can do that. And so let's go with the committee thing because he's never been the primary guy. And I think, and so now we see that he has gotten better as the game has gone along. He has gotten better, strong in the fourth quarter, as we saw against the Giants when he gets lathered up and because that's what every back wants.
That's traditionally what good running backs do.
Yeah.
Feed them, and then eventually they're going to lean on you, and they'll break through. But what I was leading to ultimately when I brought up Ezekiel Elliott is I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week, and they said to me, does Zeke go into the Cowboys Ring of Honor? And I said he has not accomplished enough, in my opinion, to get into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. While his first stint with the Cowboys is really good, and if he doesn't get suspended, he probably wins 3 rushing titles. But when I think about the Cowboys Hall of Fame,
why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do people do that? Why people do that?
Well,
Jerry Jones has made. It's not you, but people. Jerry Jones has made it clear that the only people getting up Ring of Honor on his watch is Hall of Fame candidates, Hall of Fame worthy players. Mavericks Walls isn't even Ring of Honor. He should be. But he only wants, and he put Woodson in because he wants, but he only Hall of Fame caliber players. Now, this is going to get tested because he's going to put Tony Romo in?
No, he shouldn't.
But you brought up Zeke.
Right.
Okay. I'm just saying.
That was brought to me, and I wanted to bring that up.
And Tony Romo ended his career as the all-time leading passer. Zeke is not going to hold any all-time rushing title with the Cowboys.
Yeah, Danny White has some passing records.
He's not in the Ring of Honor.
And he shouldn't be.
Because Whitney probably going in.
Whitney going.
He'll
be on Hall of Fame.
DeWare is in. Whether you and the same thing with Dez Bryant. A lot of people who wonder if Dez should go in, and I don't think Dez is going in. No. And so I think Dez is in the same conversation with Zeke. In that respect. And there are a lot of guys. You think about it. Tyron Smith?
Tyron Smith, okay, if I'm thinking in terms of, and this is just me, not counting the Landry guys, because you talk about Everson Walls, Harvey Martin,
the guys who
Jones,
should be in, right.
Those are three guys I think about, boom, should be in. Most people who win a Super Bowl MVP get in. Harvey Martin is a Super Bowl MVP. He's not in. Larry Brown's Super Bowl MVP. He's not in. But when I think of Jerry's Cowboys, if I'm looking at the list, Witten is the next one to get in.
Yeah.
Then after that,
Trevor's not getting in.
no, nor should he.
Well,
I'm
just saying, but he has as many Pro Bowls, All Pros as Zeke got.
Okay. Yeah, shouldn't get in. But I would say Jason Witten, then Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. Those are the only three that I think of that I say are on deck to get into.
Right, I'm just saying, but Tyron Smith,
into the Cowboys ring of honor.
Tyron Smith is most like his last year. He's on injury reserve with the Jets, and you look at what he's done, Pro Bowl type, his Pro Bowls, his All Pros. I don't know if he's the first ballot, but I think he does make the Hall of Fame. I definitely know that Zach Martin's the first ballot Hall of Fame, and it's interesting. They might be on the ballot together. They both in their careers this year, and I think there's a good chance that this could be Zeke's final year. I just think that they're ahead of that. They're ahead of where Zeke is. He hadn't got the 10,000 rushing yards. He's not going to get the 10,000 rushing yards. Terrell Davis, got all those yards in a short career, but he was injured. But he won 2 Super Bowls. You look at those type of guys.
He was a league MVP.
Yeah,
rushed for 2,000 yards.
Yeah. So again, 4th overall pick. Loved the energy he brought to the team when he initially got here. That 13-3 season, we'll never forget that magical season with he and Dak, the 2 rushing titles. But he fell off a cliff. He's the only running back in NFL history to have less yards per game, less yards in each year of his career. You go back, yards per carry. If you go back to yards per carry from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, he's declined every year.
Whose comeback was probably, because we always see comebacks in boxing, like, we should stay retired.
They all should stay retired in boxing too. They all come back, and Larry Holmes, whoever else, they come back. Because the fighter is the last to know. Okay, the fighter is the last to know. The gladiator is the last to know. They all
Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah.
They all the last to know.
Witten or Zeke?
Who's what?
The comebacks. Which comeback?
Neither one were good. Witten coming back here wasn't good. And then he went to went to the Raiders. Because he wasn't really done because that dumb TV career.
I wouldn't call it that.
It wasn't good.
He struck at an opportunity. It's Monday Night Football. He struck at an opportunity. I can't blame him for that.
No, you can't blame him for that. It just wasn't him.
He quickly figured out that, yes.
Yeah, but coming back now, that just, this wasn't it. Will
Jerry learn his lesson from that now?
I don't know. Yeah, they were unique circumstances. Both of them were unique circumstances.
Remember, he played around with Dez for a little bit.
No,
no, he didn't. It was just that was the talk then.
Yeah,
just Jerry talking. Stirring up the radio.
If he was gonna bring him back, he'd bring him back. Just like he did Zeke. Just like he did with.
Okay.
If it was any substance foundation, because Dez wants to play, he like T.O. He still want to play.
Okay.
If somebody signed the contract, Dez would come back and play right now. They're like T.O. I'm just saying. So if there was anything legitimacy to it, just like Zeke, they would have got it done.
All right. Let's hit our first break here. The conversation, you've been a part of it. Brock Hoffman, Zach Martin. Zach is healthy to return. Does Zach get the job back? Does Hoffman stay there because the Cowboys have won 2 games in a row while Zach has been out? Let's dive into that with Clarence Hill, Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash, DallasCowboys.com. Got Clarence Hill, All City Dallas with us. Most trusted in the house.
Most
yes,
trusted.
sir. Yes, sir. Mega Sci-Fi's finest. I'm Newy Scruggs. And congratulations, sir. Your Longhorns. Your Longhorns went to Aggie Land, where all the swaying fans cut their hearts out. Waiting over a decade to see this game. Mike Elko.
Who's scared of Mike Elko?
First year coach of the Aggies, former defensive coordinator, said best atmosphere in college football.
Yep, that's what they say. What's their record at home? What's their home record? Did Appalachian State win there? Did Notre Dame win there to start the season? I mean, listen, I'm from Texas. We are from Texas. It's just the denial, the false sense of self that goes on down in College Station is crazy. Rabid fan base. But the idea that they're a blue blood, the idea that their atmosphere is something special compared to maybe a Death Valley, I mean, where people are really scared to play because it has been a house of horrors, going down to Alabama. I mean, the record says it's not. The record says it's not. And you little brother. It's okay. Be a little brother.
Here's what I will say.
Gave you a noogie. Gave you a little new brother. Cute. You got 100,000 people. Little brother. Good job.
A&M left for the SEC to get away from Texas and the Longhorn Network. And then first year, you guys show up in the SEC, and now you're doing something they never did.
Never did.
Go and play for the SEC title in Atlanta this weekend.
Never did. They never did nothing in the Big 12. See, their little secret is that they weren't great in the Big 12. They were middle of the pack in the Big 12.
They won one, right? Just one? 98?
They won it. Yes, yeah. They backdoored K-State. Yeah. Because K-State was the best team all year.
Brandon
They
Stewart.
upset them in the championship game. One they didn't win no outright championship. But yes, they backdoored K-State.
That Michael Bishop team that people thought was going to play for the championship. Gotcha. Okay. Hey.
Yeah. That's all they've done. They have not won any national titles since 1939, though.
So your Longhorns are
Going to Georgia.
Go to Atlanta to go face the Bulldogs again, who ate you alive. But in my pick'ems for the morning news,
we're avenging that loss.
I picked Texas.
I just think
I picked Texas.
We're a good road team. We went to Alabama. We went to Michigan. We went to College Station. There's just different mentality on the road. Wearing those icy whites, we're going to be ready.
So
walk in your trap, take your trap. Walk in your trap, take your trap.
Excuse me?
Walk in your trap and take your trap.
Spider's web, what are we talking about?
The young folks out there on Twitter, y'all young folks out there, TV land, wherever, hip this man to rap music and rap songs and lingo. Walk in your trap, take your trap. Walk in your trap house, take your stash, take your over your house. We walking in their trap and taking their trap. That's what we're doing.
See, I'm trying to, people like Chris. Chris doesn't know that.
Chris knows it. Don't do Chris. Don't help Chris. Chris knows it.
You might be getting a little too slang for the show, sir. Dang. No, I got Texas. Go with Sark. Sark gets Kirby Smart. I don't know how Georgia Tech didn't take it. Many chances they had in that game Saturday night at Georgia to win it. Georgia was begging them to get beaten. Tech just didn't want to do it.
Well, those SEC officials helped them. They called flags against Georgia Tech they shouldn't have called, and they didn't call flags.
Yes.
There's an egregious holding penalty that they did not call. That just on one of Georgia Tech's final touchdowns in the fourth quarter, just like it was egregious.
So
they Georgia Tech got help.
So
somebody made a call.
So I'm gonna go with Texas to do something which will be pretty interesting. The Longhorns beat Nebraska to win the first ever Big 12 championship. And so their first year in the league, they won it. And I'm going to call for Texas their first year in the SEC to win it.
It'd be interesting since you brought up Nebraska. At that time, Nebraska ran the Big 8. I know Oklahoma
defending national champions.
They were in it, and they in Nebraska. One reason why Nebraska left because they got mad because Texas took over, not just on the field, but in the Big 12 also and everything else. Right now, Georgia's been running the SEC. Texas going to take over, like they did Nebraska.
But Georgia's not leaving, so that's
they ain't leaving. They ain't leaving.
Georgia's not leaving.
They
the
ain't
SEC,
leaving.
So I'm gonna go with your boys. Okay, I'm gonna go with your boys to go ahead and win. Okay.
I got you. I appreciate you.
Okay? I got you. I picked them last week.
Thank you for your support.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with this week. So Eta Theta chapter. Good luck to you guys as your Longhorns go face Georgia. Yesterday, someone asked Mike McCarthy about Brock Hoffman, who's played well for a injured Zach Martin, about basically, does Zach lose his job or do you stay with Brock Hoffman? And Mike McCarthy just chuckled and said, Zach Martin, good football player.
Yeah, I chuckle at it too. And I posed it out there to Twitter because, a number of people have been raising that concern because, listen, we love part of the momentum is you see young guys do things you didn't expect them to do. And, we talk about the running game and how well Rico played. It was partly due because of the offensive line and things they were doing up front. And Brock Hoffman was part of that. And he's nasty, and people get fired up about that. And that's our future, And yeah, it could be your future. You're still trying to put the best people on the field to win games now. And Zach Martin has not had his best season. He's been injured the last few weeks, and he's certainly, even before he missed a couple games, he's been injured and hobbled. And so there's this thought process where he's hurt, then maybe you go with the backup.
Right.
Okay? Who is healthy and full of
vinegar and
that other thing. Can we say that? I didn't know if we can say that other thing in vinegar.
Vinegar
okay?
and something extra.
Yeah, that stuff in vinegar. Yeah, full of that stuff. And so it's good, and it brings some fire to the line. But if Martin is healthy and he is ready to go, he is better than Brock Hoffman. And you want your best players on the field. It's not about he's going to be gone and we need Brock for next year. No, it's about doing the right thing and doing what's best to win games now.
You want to win. You're trying to use December as an opportunity.
And Brock has shown you stuff that he can be in the conversation for next year. He's already shown you that. You don't need to force him on the field in front of someone who's better if he's healthy to do that and to make that substantial. It's already there, and so we'll see. Zach is going to try to practice this week, and we'll see if he's ready to go and good to go. And yeah, it's a conversation. I think it's a disrespectful conversation based on Zach's career. I was talking to Marcus Lawrence last week, and I say the same thing with Zach because Calvin has talked about the same. There's no people. Well, he should just quit. He should just. Why does he want to play? The season's over and he's hurt. He should want to play. And Lawrence said, I'm not going out injured. Okay? And what people don't understand, I think it's media types and people who've never been worried, never been on the field. And if this is his last year, I don't care what the record is. I don't care what it looks like. okay? I'm a football player, okay? This is what I do. This is what I love to do. This is what I've done all my life. And if these are my last days, if these are my last games, I want to be on the field. I'm not going to say, well, I'm hurt and the season's over, and so I'm just going to sit out and call it a day. Okay. If I can go, that's not their mentality. That's not Zach Martin's mentality. You know, if I'm healthy and ready to go and I can play, I don't care what the record, I don't care what the score is. This might be the last time I put on a uniform. I don't want it to be because I limped off the field. I want to be able to walk off the field and savor these moments.
I go back to what Bill Parcells used to say when he was here. He said, "This is my life's work."
Yeah.
And that's the same for these players. It's their life's work. So, to just put on a ball cap and a T-shirt and not play and just ride it, that's not what they want to do. No player wants to do.
If you have a choice. Now, if you don't have a choice, that's different.
Right.
And then you can look at the memories. But if I have a choice and I can still go and play, I want to milk the moments as long as I can. Milk this time, the time in the locker room, being with all of that stuff is important to them. Because we see all these guys who the game was taken away. Listen, the NFL is a dirty game. It's a nasty game. As Deion said a long time ago, and I made this remark during the game last week, the game don't love you back, okay? It don't love you back, okay? You can love the game, but it don't love you back. And I made the remark because of Wanya Thomas and Josh Butler got hurt on great heartwarming stories, okay?
Yes.
Great stories of a week ago. In a win over Washington. Great stories, and they got all the acclaim and all the love. And just 4 days later, Josh Butler suffers a torn ACL. Year over, career could be over. Because he's this is the first he's ever played. He's an older player. We don't know what the future holds for him. Josh Butler suffered a knee injury. He should be back. He should be okay. He's going to be out a few weeks. But, it's a cruel game. And you don't know when it's your last turn to play. And so to sit up here and just be dismissive about these moments and these opportunities, even for a guy like Zach Martin, and say he should just sit down because he's, it's his last. No, you can't. You don't do that. And you can't do that because, and so like I said, the game don't love you back. You're going to love the game. It's a cruel game. This is not how Zach Martin envisioned when he held out last year and took that money from Jerry and made Jerry pay him, and he's not had 2 good seasons. And so, part of him wants to, again, play.
Also on the offensive line, we saw Tyler Guyton battling injuries for the last couple of weeks here. What do we know right now as he gets ready for Monday night against the Bengals?
He's going to be in the rehab group. That's what Coach told us the other day, and Chuma Edoga probably will most likely get the start, I believe. And Jerry said it on the radio today. Well, he was replaced the other night. But we still believe in his future. So, yeah, he's had an up and down season. He's been injured a lot.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to force him back. Make sure he gets healthy, and you got 5 games left, and Austin Richards is now hurt, and so you got to go with Chuma Edoga and he'll probably be part of that rotation if he can be ready enough to play. But I don't think there'll be any drop off based on how he's played and what he's done and experience level if you have to go with Chuma Edoga.
It's been a smorgasbord for the Cowboys and the offensive line all year long. I don't know how many people just have paid that much attention, but it's been an issue. Last year they had some of that, but they were able to make it work. This year it's been a lot tougher, and a major part of that is because you talk about Zach Martin, who for years at that right guard spot, no matter what happened, you could depend on him, and he's battled injuries this year, and it's been a challenge for him. But that's one thing for the Cowboys. If they can win against Cincinnati, they need to really establish the offensive line, run the football, bleed the clock, keep that Cincinnati offense off the field. That's what needs to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah. And certainly make plays on defense when you have opportunity. Obviously you're not going to shut them out, but get those key stops and get after the quarterback.
All right, take our final break here. Micah Parsons said something to Clarence Hill, and he's trying to live up to it. I wonder, did he call attention to it after the Thanksgiving Day game to you, sir. He's Clarence Hill. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash makes Sci-Fi Tuesday. Got Clarence Hill, Newy Scruggs with you on DallasCowboys.com. Jerry Jones speaks on Tuesdays, the Jerry Jones Show on 105.3 The Fan, the flagship, and he also talks on Fridays at 10. All right, Clarence. What knowledge did and opium did Mr. Jones sell?
I don't know if he was selling opium. You know, it was classic Jerry. They asked him if you could carry some things over from this year. First of all, he said they were asking him about, you know, if you don't make the playoffs, you know, could what you've seen so far, could this season be a success? And he said no. But there's some things that you can feel good about, but this season can be a success. No one thought 12-5 was a success. You know, people were frustrated with that. So how could this season be a success? You know, Mike McCarthy was on a one-year deal. The whole coach staff's on one-year deals because the goal was to go deep in the playoffs, probably to the Super Bowl, for it to be successful. Because no one was happy with 12-5 and one and done. So there's no way you can be happy not even making the playoffs and having a losing record. Even though your team fight and never gave up and all that good stuff, there's no way it can be considered a success. Regarding the positivity, only Jerry could even put it in these words, but there's that ask, can you carry the momentum of what you're seeing right now into next year? And he said, yeah, you can carry some momentum over. Just like you can carry some negative momentum over. And we carried the losing from Green Bay over to this year. That was a shot in the solar plexus.
Did he lie?
He didn't lie.
He did not
But he
lie.
didn't tell the full truth. What role did ownership play in not carrying momentum from Green Bay over?
Yes.
By not improving the team, by letting guys go.
He didn't jump on the grenade. No, he did not jump on the grenade.
You know, you just can't say we carried momentum from Green Bay over because we had to
put it in context.
Yeah,
put it in context.
Yeah, you know, because you didn't help them build on that momentum or change that momentum by improving the team.
Your all-in was different than everyone else's perception of all-in.
Yeah, but not only all-in different. You know, you didn't bring nobody, but you suffered significant losses to depth. And you didn't go out and shore those up. And then you waited until the end of training camp to show some of that stuff up. Then you waited to the end of training camp to sign your guys. So the environment, there was part of the environment that you created that helped continue that negative momentum is what I'm saying. And so you don't say that, but it only, we're talking about the positivity. You're going to throw a shot with the negativity of, bringing over the momentum from Green Bay.
Look, in the season, the Cowboys are at Philadelphia, and then they're at home against Washington. So, 2 division games here, and
well, that's why this Green Bay game is important. I'm not Green Bay, excuse me.
Cincinnati
game is important, because if you beat Cincinnati, you have a chance to beat Carolina and possibly Tampa. And then you got those final 2 games. They're back excited. See, it was funny to me because I want to see the chaos. I want to see the conflicted Cowboy fan. You fans out there that were talking tank. And we need to stop. We need to lose and get a high draft pick. And I know as a fan that sounds logical because it's because the only way you really get the Super Bowl, get the best players, and you hire the pick. Generally, you get a best player, and you can do something with maybe trade down and get multiple picks. A lot of things you can do. It sounds fun, sounds good when the season's lost. But let the Cowboys go on a 3 or 4 or 5 game winning streak. The fan of you gonna be excited. The fan of you gonna be like, I know I won a draft pick, but I do like winning.
It's gonna be hard.
And so you're gonna be conflicted. Because you're going to feel good about your team winning, not being a laughing stock. Ultimately, at the end of the day, most likely, even if you somehow get to 9-8 or 10-7, it's going to be one and done again. Yeah, there's not enough here, I don't think, that you can make the playoffs, or even if you get the playoffs, which is still I think you got like a 4% shot of getting to the playoffs right now, that you can do something in the playoffs. But it will be conflicted, and you'll feel good, and then you'll be back. But we in the same boat we was the last couple of years.
Not able to take the next step.
Yeah, nowhere close to the Super Bowl.
Which is where Mike McCarthy is. And I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week. And I said, when Jerry talks about, he sees it where there's a scenario where Mike could be brought back. If you're Mike's agent and you're negotiating with Jerry, you're going to want 4 years. And I said, and then somebody said, what if you just bring him back a year? Just call him Mulligan and bring him back for 1 year. I said, so 1 year? I said, what coach would want to sign up for 1 year and the coaching staff would want to sign up just for 1 more year? I was like, that's just really not done. I said it would be at minimum a 2-year deal. But
yeah, and what's good enough? And so say you come back for 1 year if you want. And nothing would surprise me because Mike's family, kids love living here. Okay. So that would be the case. I think Mike has done a great job. I don't think he's got enough credit for the 12-5. He's not credit when they went 12-5, losing Dak for 5 games 1 year. I think he's done a good job managing the team. I don't think he's never lost his team. But Jerry Jones said everything he needed to say last year when he gave him extension after 12-5. And you made him come into the season with a charge to do better. And you don't do better. And so I don't know how you can spin it to the fans of a contract extension. I just don't know how you can do that. And that's based on Jerry's body language. It's not me. It's not Clarence Hill talking. That's just on the body language and what you've done because you didn't give him a contract extension after 12-5. How do you justify it? No matter how the
taking
season
a step
ends.
back,
yes.
Even though you as a general manager were not GMing enough to help them, put a better roster.
I don't know how you justify it, how you sell that to the fan base, but Mike would want to stay here as long as he can. I think he really likes it. I think his family really likes it. If it's 1 year, multi-year, you look at all of that. But it's going to be interesting. Again, that's Jerry talk. Jerry was also asked today about Overshawn, and Overshawn tweeted the other day, either I'm going to get number 0 in the offseason or I'm going to get it in my next contract. He going to get 0 at some point. And he was agent 0 at Texas. He was 0, and he did not get 0 here because Rowdy wears 0. Rowdy wears 0. Rowdy wears 00. How about that? And
Jim Otto number, got it.
Yeah. So he wants 0, and the Cowboys won't give him 0. At least they have not done that yet. And he clearly wants, like I said, after his brilliant game, great game against the Giants and showing athleticism, and everybody talks about him being potentially a Pro Bowl, All-Pro type player. If you listen to Sounds of the Sideline, you can hear. I love the part of he and Kendrick's talking.
Yes.
And Kendrick, he said, thank you.
Sixes and everything.
Yeah, and about the first, but he's talking. But later in the show, they're talking about Kendrick is telling him how great player he can be, how good he can be, and just he needs to keep his head down and keep working. And he said, "I love you, bro. Thank you. I thank you for you and what you've done for me." It was just a great big bro, little bro conversation. It's just that's what brotherhood is about. And so, there are a lot of people who love Overshawn. He's going to be everything you say about Michael's lack of leadership. Overshawn has it. He oozes it. And he's going to be a next leader on this team. Just talking to the coaches. He just enjoys showing up. He enjoys being in the building. He is a soak. He's a sponge. He soaks up everything. So they really like everything about him. They call him Cowboy because what a cowboy has.
Yes.
He's heard they call him Cowboy. He's a Texas, not just alone, but he's a Texan. He just built for this. This is just like it's made for him. And so everybody wants him to have 0. And, so he was asking on the radio, Jerry was asking on the radio today about, y'all going to get Overshawn 0 or you going to keep Rowdy in it? Jerry never answered the question. Jerry started telling Rowdy stories.
Deflection.
About the old Rowdy, the original Rowdy, one of our favorite Rowdys. I know the man inside the costume.
Yes.
Very well.
Good dude.
Who works at another franchise in Dallas and is resurrected his career after getting fired as Rowdy. Why was he fired as Rowdy?
Let's not do that to my man.
We haven't talked. We ain't said no name. We talking about Rowdy.
That's
but Jerry talked about it.
By the way, I forgot to bring up. I teased it, so let me deliver on this before we run out of time. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons.
We just gonna let Rowdy go. We're gonna let the Rowdy band, the strip club, go. We're gonna let the Rowdy band.
Micah Parsons
shooting everybody with water bottles.
And are you going to get on the Micah Parsons podcast? And Micah Parsons had a couple more sacks. Micah Parsons trying to get to that 10-sack digit. Did he find you after the game?
Oh yeah. He found me. He's been calling for me, and certainly he's actually lobbying because he thinks Donald got one of his sacks or half a sack. He thinks he needs to get at least he wanted to send it into the league. I think Mike Caparson, when he came back from injury after missing 4 games, he had 1 sack. Now he has 6.5. And I asked him a couple of weeks ago, Mike, are you feeling good about this season? Feeling good how you guys are going to come back? And I think he had 3 or 4 at the time. I said, your double-digit sack streak might end. He's had at least 13 sacks in each of his first 3 seasons. Okay, yes. He's one of the most, the leading sackers through 3 years of his career. Anybody in NFL history, he's like top 3 or 4. And that double-digit sack streak is questioned. It certainly looked on the brink of extinction a couple of weeks ago. But he's gone on a tear, and he's been part of, and it's not just been a solo tear. It's not been just he hunting for sacks for himself. It's been part of the improvement of the defense. And so he's played very well. Sacks, pressures, everything. Played very well last few weeks. And the numbers are coming. He has 6.5.
And an opportunity to play a team that has issues on the offensive line in Cincinnati this week coming up.
Yeah, with 5 games left, he just needs 4.5 now, right? No, 3.5. 6.5, 3.5, right? He needs 3.5 in 5 games to get double digits. Of course, I'm sure he wants 13, but getting double digits the first 4 years of his career is something he wants.
All right, Clarence Hill, appreciate it. Hook 'em, good for you. Glad you guys got that win over A&M. Let's see if they can keep going and win that SEC championship. We'll talk tomorrow with you on the.
Nope, not tomorrow.
Nope, no media match tomorrow. That's right, no media match because we have a locker room. Cowboy locker room at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll be back with you Thursday when Ed Werder is going to be here. So, you and Ed have something to discuss here. So we'll let that flow out here. I'm Newy Scruggs. He's Clarence Hill for Chris Beam, Josh Jazz, everybody who's here at DallasCowboys.com. Thank you much. We'll catch you Thursday.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!